Good day, my name is Desmond Bernardo and I've been invited to speak to you about renewable energy. I've spent 20 plus years in the nuclear industry and I have worked with the various role players in the power generating industry over that period of time. Just to briefly explain what renewable energy is, it's any source of energy like the sun or wind that we can harness and that doesn't go away, like coal that you have to take out of a mine and then it's only a finite resource. The problem that we have on our national power grid with renewable energy is a simple one. Our grid needs to be kept stable at all times so that all your electronic equipment in your house can work, so that your computer and your laptop and everything else works optimally. If that power grid is disrupted and the frequency on that grid drops, then your equipment is not working optimally. How Eskom maintains that power grid is by having coal-fired power stations that load follow and actually increase the load as we demand more and decrease the load as we demand less. The problem that renewables brings to the national grid is the fact that we cannot predict when they will supply power. So wind turbines will start up, they're placed in different areas all over the country, and they will start up and start supplying into the grid, and a coal-fired power station would actually have to start to reduce load if no extra load is required at that time, which means that the coal-fired power station now has to change with an amount of up to 2,000 megawatt, which would correlate with the installed capacity for renewable energy, to actually make up for the difference when the energy load is either being supplied or actually is removed, like at night time when solar cannot supply anymore, or when the wind drops down and the turbines can't supply into the grid. So the national grid is actually under threat when the renewable energy factor in our grid or percentage is too high, and the coal-fired power stations has to make up and adjust rapidly to those rapid changes, where before they just had to adjust to when we come home and we switch on the air conditioner, or we come home at night and we switch on the ovens. Those are predictable loads. We cannot predict when wind is going to come in and go away. We can predict the sun to a certain degree, which makes it easier with solar, but with wind it is a real nightmare for any grid when you have wind turbines coming in at will, and your coal-fired power station or your load following station now has to ramp up and ramp down, which obviously puts a lot of strain on the equipment, as the equipment has to change, generate more, generate less, to actually keep the grid stable. All baseload power stations like coal and nuclear wants to remain stable, run at an optimum 100% power efficiency, and renewable disrupts that status completely.